Look at the cruel irony of it all. Imagine a congregation where devotees have gathered to pray to the Almighty, to see to it that peace prevails across the world, but then many of them do not come out of that congregation. Like I said, this is extremely cruel and an irony. Of course, many religious leaders will talk about past birth, karma, future births, etc. But then sometimes, just sometimes, religion actually does not give you all the answers that you look for. And that is why the quest of the human beings to keep looking for answers unless we are finally done with it. The South Indian is here, and today I am going to talk about a great tragedy, but with the hope that it will help you and I to find and seek more answers. It was a devastating Sunday at the Zamra Convention Centre at Kalamassery in Ernakulam district in Kerala, even as devotees belonging to the Jehovah's Witnesses sect had gathered for the last day of a 3-day prayer meeting. At around 9:38 a.m. on Sunday, multiple blasts ripped through the prayer meeting, killing 3 people, injuring 55 and leaving 4 in a critical condition at the local government medical college. A few hours after the blast, an estranged member of the sect, Dominic Martin, surrendered before the Kodakara police in the Thrissur district, claiming responsibility for the explosions. Martin had posted a video on a social media platform where he claimed that he took the step since he had felt that the teaching of the sect were seditious. The National Investigating Agency, or NIA, has taken over the investigation of the blast, and NSG teams have also reached Kerala to probe into the blast. Preliminary investigation indicates an improvised explosive device, or IED, placed in a different box to be the main culprit, as confirmed by Kerala DGP Dr. Sheikh Darvesh Sahib, but then even that theory is now being questioned. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move forward on the different aspects of the Kalamassery blast case, let me take you through who or what is Jehovah's Witnesses. On your screens right now, it's a millenarian Christian group. That is what Jehovah's Witnesses are. They do not believe in the Christian Trinity. They follow a literal translation or interpretation of the Bible. They believe that Armageddon is imminent. Came under severe persecution under the rule of the Nazis in Germany. They do not join national armies as soldiers. They stick to a neutral stand when it comes to wars. They do not seek public offices or join politics. That's a kind of introduction to who Jehovah's Witnesses is. It's a sect. Now, the 3 dead in the blast at Kalamassery were all females so far, even as we speak, and I hope there are no more casualties. The latest casualty was a 12-year-old girl, apart from Leona Paulos, who is aged 55, of Irinjol near Perambavoor, and Kumari Pushpan, who is 53, of Todupuzha. These are the 3 people who lost their lives. Health Minister of Kerala, Veena George, visited the hospital where the injured were admitted, and this is what she said.
I told you, see, we have 17 persons in different hospitals. 12 of them are in ICU and 4 are critically ill. 3 of them are ventilated. So we are giving every possible support that is to be provided to them. We are giving that all the support. Yes, most of them who are critically ill, they have burns around 50%, above 50%, around 60% and all. So I said 4 are critically ill, and the rest they are almost stable. That's all the police will answer. So the police is content.
Health condition is concerned.
See, they all have burns. So no other injuries are found. They have burns, Let the police conduct the inquiry. They will answer all the questions. Yes.
Senior Congress leader V.D. Satheesan of the Congress party also made a visit to the hospital, and this is what he said.
There was some hate campaign after the incident through the social media, and some irresponsible statements was made by some of the leaders, including a central minister. So we deplored such attempts, and Kerala will be united to address this situation. We supported the government to take action against the culprits, and this will not use against the Kerala state. This is an isolated incident, and we demanded to strengthen the intelligence machinery in Kerala, and we demanded a strict vigilance on the social media. That was our demand. That demands were accepted, and we want the government to regularly address the hate campaign which is happening in social media also.
Even as Kerala is mourning its dead, a parallel narrative which proves detrimental to the probe and also for those who have lost their loved ones took center stage as the game of apportioning blame began, and like how the state swung into action, and Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan chaired an all-party meeting in the state capital Thiruvananthapuram and also set up a 20-member team to inquire into the blast.
This is a highly prejudiced approach with a clear intention to target a particular community. It is a part of their communal agenda. On what basis has he made these statements? Was he in possession of any sensitive information that prompted him to make such a statement? This is a grave issue. People should not be misled. We will take this on legally.
Kerala should not be communally divided. There may be difference between government and opposition, ruling party and opposition party. That doesn't matter. That is on political ground. Communal division, communal divide and exploit that situation. No major political party of Kerala will agree with that. But certain corners, communal parties, they tried to do that. So this kind of propaganda should not be there. Utilizing this kind of incidents may happen, but it's a criminal activity. It has to be handled strong-handedly, and it is enough guard, intelligence guard should be there. That's what we made today. More vigilance in the context of this incident. This is not a usual incident, unusual in Kerala, such incident. So we have to make sure these kind of things doesn't happen also. After happening, what is the point? So it should not happen. For that, some precautionary measures should be taken. Government has agreed to that to make the vigilance more strong.
Meanwhile, Rajiv Chandrasekhar also expressed his thoughts on the victims of the blast and said this.
Under Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, Kerala has shown increasingly a tolerance towards radical elements and radicalization, that whether it is in June 23's Elattur Kozhikode attempt to burn a train which would have caused, God forbid if he had succeeded, over 200, 300 deaths, and the characterization of that person as being mentally ill, till it was revealed that he was, till investigation revealed that he was a Zakir Naik, an ISIS sympathizer, and that it was a deliberate attempt at terrorism. That is also in the history. And what I said is that there is a history of appeasement of radical elements by both the Congress and the left in Kerala. And I said this in the context of the Hamas chief being given an opportunity with no intervention by the government of Kerala or indeed the Kerala police to address a large gathering of youth and inciting them with radicalism and Hamas, contrary to what Shri Munir says of the Indian Union Muslim League or what Swaraj says of the CPM, is certainly a terror organization that has wrecked lives, raped women, killed children in the recent attacks on Israel. And for that organization to be given an opportunity to radicalize our youth is the point that I made in my commentary yesterday. In the backdrop of what repeatedly has been said about growing radicalization in Kerala and this turning a blind eye to radicalism approach of both the Congress and the left.
More political reactions, of course. BJP President JP Nadda, who's in Kerala, attacked the left government over the explosions. Listen into what he said.
Yesterday, the bomb blast which took place in Ernakulam is to be condemned by one and all. It is to be condemned by one and all. But I would like to make my press people remember that I was here in July 2022 and I had made a statement that this Pinarayi Vijayan government is soft towards the radical forces. I said that they are soft, they are trying to cover, they are trying to mislead the people of Kerala. And at the same time, the radical forces are on increase and there is silent support. I will not use the word support, but there is silent convenience which gives the space to the radicals to go forward. When I say so, I would like to share with you how it happened that the Calicut bomb blast is being underplayed. Why it is happening that the Calicut bomb blast things are not coming out on the surface? It is being subdued. Who is in the government? Why it is happening? That people have to realize and understand. The same way, few days back, a leader of Hamas, he joined virtually here and he was talking openly about the Hamas. And this government was a silent spectator. What does this mean? You are bringing a bad name to the land of God's own country, Kerala.
The Kalamassery blasts have opened many cans of worms. You look at the political reactions, look at the theories which are floating around. But you know what? Foremost is the safety and security of Kerala. I think nothing is more important than that. Let's debate. Joining us, Dr. Fawad Halim, who's CPIM leader. He's joining us. Lieutenant Commander retired Gokul Chandran, who's a political analyst, is also here with us. And Rahul Ishwar, author and activist, has joined us. We are also awaiting former Superintendent of Police of Kerala to join us in a bit. But as of now, let's debate with these three. Dr. Halim, a very warm welcome to you, and you know, all of you, we all belong to Kerala in more ways than one, but you people are from Kerala. So first of all, my sympathies to all of you, and I hope there are no more casualties. You know, a 12-year-old child died and my heart broke. You know, I mean, you go to worship and this is what you are paid. I hope the faith in all religions is intact. So my sympathies to you, all of you. Dr. Halim, the thing is that, you know, for me, the arrest of Martin seems like a very simplistic thing. I'm going to start with a complicated question, of course, and also come to you about what's being done. But it seems like he's a decoy. I mean, we've read too many Likas, I think, and too many other books to kind of find that a man comes, he's a foreman, he was in Dubai, he's somebody who's supposed to be a very polite man, and suddenly just takes you through the making of a bomb Your thoughts on that, Dr. Halim?
Well, primarily my thoughts are actually with the administration of Kerala under the leadership of Comrade Pinari Vijay. And just a correction, I am not from Kerala, I am from Bengal. But I accept your condolences that you have forwarded. And especially since Kerala and Bengal and the whole of India is one nation. So in that context, it does not make any difference to a great extent. But primarily, one has to understand, I think, so the response of the Kerala government has been profound in this regard and its full support. And it has got full support and confidence of the people of Kerala and also the opposition in Kerala. And when the blast took place, we saw two things happen simultaneously. Once we saw rumor mongering starting, and absolutely what you call forest fire. It was spreading with canards and different types of theories and everything is going around. And on the other hand, you found that the able leadership of the Kerala government, the people of Kerala who have invested their confidence in, make two categorically concrete steps. One was to call an all-party meeting, and the second was to ensure that a high-level investigation was initiated in this matter. There was condemnation, and at the all-party meeting, we found that people from all across the political spectrum, including all of the opposition, everybody participated in the meeting, and they resolved certain very concrete things. The first thing they resolved was that the fabric of Kerala should not be disturbed, and there are forces that are trying to fracture this fabric. The second issue that they addressed was that the culprits have to be apprehended and they need to be punished.
Yeah, but we already have one alleged.
End,
Dr. Halim.
I'm coming to that. And now talking about the people of Kerala, their mandate, the administration, the decisions, those things, and you will find that your answers, the answers to your questions coming from that angle. And the other part of it was that the opposition is supporting the state government in the steps that it is taking. It is unfortunate that people from outside Kerala are commenting otherwise.
Right.
Third thing that is important.
No, I'll come to you. Let me come. Let me first take all the other guests. Dr. Halim, I will come to you, sir. You said you're from Bengal, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, ঠিক আছে, আমরা সবাই তো একই. So, it's okay. I mean, all of us, South Indian, Bengalis, So, Rahul, I just want to bring you into this. And, I was reading several reports. Of course, that it is, split wide open. There is no doubt about it. If you see the kind of responses, after all, you also, you say that you believe in what is more right wing, and of course, you are you're an author and you're a political analyst. But the point is that at a human tragedy of this level, but then we have to get into the nitty-gritties. Allegedly, this alleged accused, because like I said, I find it too simplistic to digest it. Dominic Martin, I mean, he says that he did this because he thought that the sect was veering away from its own path. Your thoughts on that, Rahul? Did you even wonder about this? Is it possible? Because it all seems logically chronological for me to kind of stomach it.
Ma'am. First of all, I'm a Hindu right-wing activist, and I would like to formally place on record my apologies to Muslim community. Just like many of our right-wing comrades and right-wing friends misunderstood that it was the Muslim community, I also thought so, and I also doubted them. But by the end of the day, more credible reports regarding Dominic Martin emerged. I saw his FB live both in Malayalam and Hindi. And there are right now no evidence in public domain to point otherwise. So many people doubted, including central ministers and including prominent right-leaning parties may have doubted because there was a Hamas speech, a condemnable Hamas leader giving a speech in Kerala the day before. So it is natural for us to connect. And there is no shame in accepting when you are wrong and apologizing when you are wrong. So I would like to place that apology on record. Second, Dominic Martin, by his own words, is an extreme right-leaning. I'm a moderate right-winger or a right-winger. He's an extreme right-leaning person who believes that these people should sing national anthem and all. And I would like to place on record, if Dominic Martin can ever listen, our Honorable Supreme Court themselves said Jehovah Witness doesn't sing any kind of national anthem in England or
Sure.
America. So it is okay. That's their belief. That's the greatness of our constitution and culture, that we allow such pluralism to take place. And when we kill any person in the name of national anthem, it is insulting Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore and father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi. So, as a responsible Indian, we should be calling out extremism of all hues. When Ajmal Amir Kasab attacks, we should openly say it is Islamist terrorism. In the same way, when Dominic Martin or a Colonel Purohit or a Godse, we should be openly saying that it is Hindutva fanaticism or Hindutva extremism. We shouldn't shy away from saying this, because then our moral upper hand will be less, our ethical power will be less. From what all the evidence available in the public domain, it was planned by Dominic Martin, perhaps some of his friends from the community is there. There are similar kind of extremism happening around the world. So let us be honest about it, and let us not, not you, not me, but there are other people who is indulging in conspiracy theories, saying that he might be connected to something or else. Unless any evidence emerges, we needn't speculate.
Yeah.
It was done by him, and we should be calling it for what it is, a far-right terror attack or an extremist attack that happened on the unfortunate Jehovah Witness.
Right. Very well said. And, Gokul, let me come to you, considering you're a Congress supporter and, you're somebody who stands for what the Congress is. Is this the time to do politics? I'm just, wondering that, I've heard a lot of your leaders who come out of the hospital and they say, we heard this rumor, that rumor, this is terror, this is extremism. On the one hand, you talk about Mohabbat ki Dukaan and, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and from Wayanad, the thing is he has a close connection with Kerala. But this is not really the time. I don't say the BJP has been exposed. It's exposing itself in Kerala, it exposed. But what about the Congress party also? Instead of looking into the case, instead of looking at, what really happened, everyone jumps into this cesspool, Gokul.
Yeah, good evening, Sudha and my fellow panelists. Mr. V.D. Sadish, the leader of opposition, today clearly said he is with the government and he stands, the Congress party is with the government, and the UDF has also said it is with the government and it stands by the government action. So some, maybe one or two Congress leaders, I am not sure who told what, maybe I will check it later. Other than that, I have not seen anyone connecting this incident to some terror outfits or any international global events. I have never heard that. Sorry if something like that happened, and it is their personal view and it is not the party's view. This is a very unfortunate incident, as Rahul and the CPM spokesperson said. It's very unfortunate and it needs to be condemned by one and all. Some insane person who has done this, he doesn't believe in something. He, as Rahul rightly pointed out, a right-wing Christian activist. He has done some insane thing, which maybe his mental stability has to be checked first, right? If you watch that FB live again and again, you can find something wrong with that person, that he is not stable. So leave it there. But I am more appalled by the other lunatic statements that come from sane people who are who are holding government positions. See, they are vultures. Once they see the dead bodies, they are hovering around to eat the dead bodies. Those vultures, I cannot. Anybody who has some human touch will never accept such type of statements. Let it be Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, let it be Mr. JP Nadda. No, don't try your trick on Kerala. You are not going to win both. You are not going to win anything in Kerala for at least for the next 50 years. You are not going to do anything. See,
Rahul, you want to come in on that? Rahul, you raised your hand.
Just two submission with the greatest of respect to Gogulji. See, that's again a political statement. Whether any party wins or loses is not the case. Rajiv Chandrasekhar ji, Govinda Master is the head of CPM. He also said at first, let it be, there we should explore the connection with the Palestinian-Israel issue that's happening. So it's natural for people to connect. I don't think Govinda Master or Sri MV Govindan is any kind of a communalist. He's a very positive leader, even though I disagree with him ideologically. He's a great leader. So let us not blame Rajiv Chandrasekhar ji unnecessarily, who's a very educated global kind of system. People naturally assume.
No. See, Rahul, my point is that what is the need for telling this just for votes? Because BJP needs votes That's why they're trying to polarize.
Govinda Master also said so, right? Govinda Master also said so. It was natural for
even
people to
after
think because
Rahul,
Israel-Palestine issue is going.
Rahul, see, initially we all had that doubt. Even I doubted RSS. Even I tweeted, I doubt RSS. See, once the truth is out, at least you should withhold. As you also told, you apologized in TV. See, once the truth is out, you should.
Yeah, but gentlemen, let me tell you, this is the 6th blast which has been reported in Kerala. We have graphics. This is not the first time. This is the 6th time. Again, I am not sitting on judgment on Kerala. This is not the time to sit on judgment. But we are just trying to wrap our heads around what happened. You know, what really went on, you know, at this time. Dr. Halim, I want to come to you, Dr. Halim. What both Gokul Chandran said and also Rahul Ishwar said, you know, this whole connection of the aftermath of a pro-Hamas rally, which was addressed by a former Hamas chief, you know, it seems like very preposterous, but some may say, why? After all, the world is witnessing a kind of a conflict which is unseen and unheard. Therefore, everyone is saying that why is it that there seems to be a kind of a major slip up when it comes to intelligence. There seems to be an intel failure. Here is my question to you, that do you concur, sir?
Well, I would like to just put on the table, there's a qualitative difference with the position taken by the CPM on the question and the position taken by Rahul Ishwaran and his friends. The qualitative difference is this, that when an incident occurs, it behoves the state to actually explore all angles, and that is what our comrades are putting forth. That when the blast occurred, the investigation in the lieu of the confidence of the people of Kerala, keeping them safe, has to take every possibility into account. That's how the state performs its functions. That's how an investigation starts off. You cannot start off an investigation closing all doors. The question that arises on Rahul Ishwaran's initial comment that he also suspected that the Muslims were involved with this, and his friends also suspected this. He is not leading an investigation. So he doesn't have the opportunity to actually explore that option, because he's not going to conclude that option. So that comes from an intention which remains in the back of the mind, and that is the question. There's a qualitative difference, and that qualitative difference is how a state performs its function due to its citizens, and how a political party
so
and
the intelligence failure,
the right wing,
so was it a dereliction of duty? No, you are not answering. No, the thing is, was it then dereliction of duty? We will go logically. Then the state did not perform its duty. I mean, it put its citizens or denizens at risk. Would you agree?
Sudha, you would like to put the Kerala government on the dock for failure of intelligence, for failure of an individual taking an action, or whether it was a group of people who,
come on,
who
Dr.
had some
Halim.
sort of leverage to intelligence.
Come on.
I think so. That will have to work itself out.
Yeah, sure. But I'm just asking you, if you think there is a qualitative difference. Anyway, I mean, and Subhash, I will come back, sir.
I'm finished.
I have another guest, Dr. Halim. And Subhash Babu, who's a former superintendent of police, has not had a chance even to make opening comments. And therefore, with due respect to all my panelists, let me ask him. Mr. Subhash Babu, can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Subhash Babu, I just wanted to know that, you know, the thing is that the Jehovah's Witness, you know, there were talks with them, and they said that we take enough care, because if you look at it, every convention of ours, it has a very solid evacuation plan. You know, but then you have the confession of an alleged accused now, Dominic Martin, who says that he went and placed the explosive around 7 a.m. on that Sunday, and you know, very easily. Do you think something does not add up here, and Subhash Babu? There is something which seems very doubtful, Subhash Babu.
Oh, definitely, because you know, all these things what we have said have been seen from the CCTV footage. But one thing, it is very strange that what made him to plan this bomb to kill or injure the innocent people who are disciples of that, not the hierarchy of this particular community. And he has been detached from this community, long back, 6 years back, and he has been he crossed over to Gulf countries and he has been working there, and there has absolutely no connection for him as well as for his family to this Jehovah Witness groups. But what made him to act after 6 years coming from Gulf? And he says that after 6 months he has been taking training and learning things from the internet.
Yeah, and also, Mr. Subhash Babu, those are the little gaps that, you've joined us late, but I started the show by saying this, that those are the gaps which are very, very, they really stick out. For instance, he is supposed to be a self-effacing man. His neighbors say that he was very quiet. He was taking some tuitions. He used to work as a foreman in Dubai, and as most of us, he lost his job during COVID, fell into bad times. But suddenly, the man wants to seek revenge. So, is it a decoy kind of a thing? I'm not saying, sir, investigations have to be over. One can only work on certain clues, certain things which are coming out. I will be the last person to kind of, speculate and say, oh, this may happen, that may happen. It was an intelligence failure. I am not going away from that stand at all, whoever and whatever the government may be. But do you think there is something very suspicious about this entire confession by the alleged accused, sir?
Definitely, because the previous history of this brain blast by Sharav Sethi, we were all under the doubt that some extremist outfit would have been supported him to conduct that blast. But finally, after the investigation of the Kerala police, there was serious allegation that they were diverting the investigation. Subsequently, it was handed to NIA, and they have investigated in depth and finally come to the conclusion that he was alone for that blast and nobody other outfit or any other person involved in that.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Rahul Ishwar, I want to ask you this, and again I am talking about intelligence failure, because I think that Kerala is very capable as a state, and I am not again sitting on judgment, but I think that imagine that convention, those people who organized the convention themselves said, otherwise Rahul, a lot of people unfortunately would have fallen prey because they had an evacuation plan in place. Apparently they used to practice this. Thank God. Otherwise you would have so many children. There were first timers who had come there. There were also a lot of senior citizens there. So don't you think at some level, I am sure the chief cop will come out of it, or whether he doesn't come out of it, but it seems very clear, and it has nothing to do with the former Hamas chief or nothing. I am just saying, correct. Whenever there is a large congregation like this, 3,000, 3,500 people, even during yoga shivers, there is intelligence. I mean, people do, because we live in very, very unsafe times, Rahul Ishwar.
Absolutely, Sudhaji. Always, intelligence is always a question, and we should realize that intelligence is never a foolproof gathering method. We know that Mossad is perhaps the most feared and most accomplished intelligence agency in the world, and they couldn't stop 7,000 rockets, or they couldn't even foreknow 4,000 or 7,000 rockets being fired, or 1,400 people being killed and butchered, or 200 people taken hostage. So, as we all know, intelligence can never be foolproof. It is a heightened sense of police information gathering mechanism. Definitely, there is a failure of intelligence. That will definitely happen. We should be more guarded against it. People should be given more caution against it. But as a believer too, I would like to tell all believers of all community, whether they are Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jain, Jew, Sikh, doesn't matter. We should have moderation in our belief. See, I'm a strong believer of religion, faith, spirituality and God. But for my God or my belief, I shouldn't hurt anyone. I can definitely argue. I can come to channels. I can strongly raise my voice. But taking weapon can never be acceptable to any God or any faith or any kind of ideology. Non-violence is the most important yardstick that we have to assure. I'm a a Hindu activist. I fight for Hindu causes. But when I fight for Hindu causes, I should make sure that none of my community members or any other community members are hurt psychologically or physically, and I should definitely have a Lakshmana Rekha. Unfortunately, Dominic Martin can also argue that Jehovah Witness is doing it wrong. The Bijo Emmanuel, the case in Supreme Court is wrong. He can say 100 things, but you should never take weapon, and taking weapon is the last line, and that should never happen. And we all believers should have a moderation and a sense of restraint and moderation in our beliefs.
Right. Gokul Chandran, again I am only going to focus. The politics will go on. Let me tell you, you and I have seen enough of this. I think Veena George being at the hospital, all of them are doing a stellar job. It's a human tragedy, and I think we should leave them to govern and administer at this very, very difficult hour. Although if the Chief Minister also lost his cool. I saw him yesterday, and where he said that this is completely baseless and this is not the way to speak. I mean, fine, that's the way Pinarayi works, and I have great respect for him. There are no two ways about it. He's an elder. But that's neither here nor there. I am bringing my focus back on Dominic Martin, the alleged accused. Look at this. He goes to the market. He first learns it on a social media, how to do it, assemble a bomb. He buys 550 gundus, that is firecrackers in our language. And then, he 8 liters of petrol. Yeah, he says, I was very angry. I was very disappointed with the way the sect was working. His mother-in-law goes for the convention and she is unharmed. Thank God for small mercies. I don't wish the elderly lady anything wrong, don't get me. But all of this seems like a very strange and amateurish kind of a thing, Gokul Chandran. What would you say?
Yeah, so before coming to your question, the law and order situation in Kerala for the past 7-8 years has gone to dogs, and it is becoming worse to worse. And the intelligence part, because see, there is usually, whenever there is a small group of Christian people conducting a prayer other than the churches, this local prayer groups, when they gather, there is always opposition from one group against these people, and there is the police knew that some people are against this group of people, and the intelligence should have been better. I can only say that. Now coming to Dominic, see, as I said, he seems to be a insane person. Whatever he speaks doesn't add up. I totally agree with you that it doesn't add up, but then you cannot totally brush away what he says, because see, his motive is to, I have heard from a lot of people in Kerala, the Christian people, Christian community, friends from Kerala, that they hold the same opinion of what Dominic holds against Jehovah Witness, the Church of Jehovah Witness. And so the motive seems to be okay, because there are people who are very furious, the Christian community who are very furious against the Jehovah Witness. So the motive seems to be okay for me. But then, as you said, it doesn't completely add up. Has he done it himself, or there was some friends who has helped him? This all should come out in investigation.
Right.
So these doubts, I think we should hold for a while, because I totally agree with you. I also, when I heard that statement, this guy who has done this, I also had this doubt. So we'll wait for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. We should wait. Dr. Halim, do you think that this so-called virtual address by a former chief of, Hamas should have taken place at a time when the world is actually facing a major threat?
Well, I think so. That was not the issue that we are discussing today, but this very attempt to link an incident that is taking place in a church by people from within themselves, a religious extremist actually perpetrating this crime in which 3 people have lost their life. And I believe, as the minister said, another 3 or 4 people are on ventilation. We might be also losing lives, unfortunately, in the coming days, being linked up to Hamas. I think so. This is the further deepening of this unfortunate crisis. Why are these two links being? Why are these two issues being brought together? And the people who have it behind their minds definitely have a plan, because they would like every incident to be related in the larger context of the Hindu-Muslim divide that is fracturing India.
Well, Doc, breaking news for your information.
So keep away from this.
Dr. Halim, breaking news. CM Pinarayi Vijayan says he shall examine the matter, referring to Hamas leader's virtual address at an event in Kerala by a group. That's PTI, which is reported. Just wanted you to know it's not about connecting any kind of religio-cultural function. It's about investigating. Dr. Halim, considering that 3 women are dead and more, perhaps, if God may be with us, may this will not happen. But this is Pinarayi Vijayan who's saying he will. So, you know, different stroke for different folks, I guess. No, you denied it. And I'm sorry, this is not the time to play politics or to take, this is not geopolitics, this is happening in Kerala. I want to go to, I do not agree with you, this is not the time. Much like what you are accusing the BJP of doing, you also do it beautifully, sorry to say. And Subhash Babu, sir, are you still with us? Sir? Subhash Babu? He disconnected. All right. So, okay, Rahul Ishwar, your last word. Would you agree that what Pinarayi Vijayan has said just now, which PTI has reported, is something which is really logical and perhaps for the overall good, because this is an intel failure which has led to this. I'm not, you know what, politicians turn around and say, oh, some insane person comes there with a kind of an agenda, but the point of the matter, Rahul Ishwar, is that all of them who are holding their dead will say, wish the police had known. So, do you think it's a good step by Pinarayi?
See, every death is a failure of state intelligence and the state mechanism. Right now, I believe Sri Pinarayi Vijayan might have said regarding the Hamas on a different context, yet to be known. But at the same point of time, state government should take some kind of responsibility, not in a political manner, but take the responsibility for the intelligence failure. And as Sri Gokulji rightly said, there needs to be much more desirable things, the Home Department. Everyone expected Home Department to be a much more performing department under a strong man, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan. But I doubt even comrades will agree whether his performance has been at par. That's a larger debate. Second, please remember, violence can never be the solution, and such kind of things shouldn't happen in any place. Kerala is a heaven of pluralism and harmony. We shouldn't go down any other line. Kerala has been like pluralistic for the past 2000 years. So we should uphold our culture in a good way. And thank you for raising such questions, because if there is agar daag hai to chupaya kyun is a very important thing. If we have negatives and shortcomings, let us point out and let us solve it. So we shouldn't brush anything under the carpet, and we should be open and honest in addressing our issues.
Yeah, that is the only way forward, rather than all the time defending yourself as if life depends on what you say. I've completely run out of time. Dr. Halim, many thanks. Lieutenant Commander Chandran, it's always a pleasure. Rahul Ishwar, many thanks. And also thanks to N. Subhash Babu, who joined us on the phone line. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And even as God's own country, like we know Kerala is actually now dealing with a human tragedy, we hope that such tragedies do not repeat themselves. The South Indian wishes that by tomorrow we don't get any more news of any casualties from the site of the tragedy at the religious convention. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe. Thank you.